Hello and welcome to day 22 of our Mindful Mornings, a 30-day yoga challenge to set us up in a more mindful way through movement and meditation. Today's focus is about reflection, also known as svadhyaya in Sanskrit, or self-study. Today's practice will include many forward-folding poses to enable us to tune inwards for our self-reflection. So let's begin, as always, in our comfy posture, lying down or seated, for our 3-minute grounding meditation. And do remember to subscribe to my channel, Tula Being Mindful Movement, to stay up to date with this challenge. Stick around to the end to find out what today's mindfulness task is going to be. Begin by either lying down or sitting comfortably as I guide you through the sensations of your body, whatever they may be today. Be aware of any heaviness, discomfort, or fatigue, or perhaps lightness and energy within. Observe which sensations fluctuate and change over time and which remain constant. Pay attention to your reactions and just notice. Are you judging how you slept or wondering how the day will unfold? Instead of trying to push away these thoughts, simply notice them. See if they have any impact on how you feel and hold these thoughts and feelings with compassion. Now bring your conscious awareness towards your feet. Noticing any sensations that may be present. Tingling perhaps, pulsing or pressure points. Releasing your focus upon your feet and bringing your awareness towards your hands now. Observe any sensations in your palms, fingers, or the back of the hands. And finally, direct your attention towards your breath, noticing the sensation of an inhale and an exhale. Let us remind ourselves that throughout the day, taking a pause and becoming aware of our feet, our hands, or our breath can make all the difference as a way for us to ground ourselves. Svadhyaya, inner reflection time. We're going to do quite a few sort of going inward poses. And I guess there's a peak pose of pyramid, our forward folding sort of triangle shape. It might be useful to grab a couple of blocks if we're finding it difficult to reach towards the earth today. Let's start in child's pose. I'm going for a wide-legged, extended version. You can always have the knees much closer together. Your choice how you tackle this first pose. Some of you might choose to rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Not needing to have your hips touching the heels, but just allowing a sense of weightedness through the hips there. And then start to settle in with your breath.
a moment for introspectiveness, and just check in, noticing the weather within your mind, your heart space. Take one more purposeful round of breath in through the nose, and then sigh this one away through the mouth. And slowly, we'll come and make our way into downward facing dog. You can take as much time as you like to work your way there. Once you do find your way into some sort of similar shape to downward dog, you might explore bending through one knee a lot deeper than the other, maybe both knees at the same time. A little groovy through the hips, the shoulders. Again, maybe exploring a deep exhalation out through the mouth if that feels nourishing. And then take one round of breath, feeling into your strength, your stability, your grounding. And we'll start to walk the hands towards your feet at the base of your mat. I'll say that again. Often that goes through one ear, out the other. Walk your hands towards your feet. So you end up in a forward fold at the base of your mat, and enjoy that. Lounge here, little ragdoll, perhaps choosing to hook thumbs to the inside of the elbows, little sways, perhaps oscillations through the head. Encourage bending of the knees here, and see if you can drape your body, your belly, across your thighs. And then begin to walk your hands forwards once again, slowly making your way to downward facing dog. Now walk your feet towards your hands so that you end up in a forward fold at the top edge of your mat. Again, just like before, maybe you're choosing a ragdoll variation, or perhaps this time you might like to bring the arms behind your hips. If you can, interlace the fingers or take hold of the wrists or, elbows. And let those arms drape over behind you, overhead. And then soften the arms back down towards the mat. And then this time we'll roll up to stand. I like to create a generous bend in the knees, let the arms and the head be nice and heavy. And maybe a little shrug of the shoulders once we're standing. Take pause to feel into stability. Take pause to reconnect with breath. Thumbs plug into heart space, palms together. Reach the fingers up as you inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift the spine, fingers to shins, and step back to plank pose or downward dog if you choose. Some of you might then roll forwards to plank, maybe drop the knees, take your variation of chaturanga. And that could be cat-cow for you today. And meeting in downward facing dog. Take at least one full round of breath in your dog. And then lift the right leg to the sky. Draw the knee tight towards your face, tiger curl, keep the hips high. Can you kick the right heel deeply in towards that right buttock and round through the upper back? Scoop your navel up and in, squeeze the right leg tighter into your body, and then look forwards and place right foot in between those hands. Go ahead and drop the back knee. And then push the hips back just as far as you can, still having connection with your fingers to the earth. So it might be a teeny tiny way. If that's still a struggle and we're not able to find the earth at all, bring your blocks into play already and just do the same. Just see if you can push the hips back as far as they'll go. And it could be that you can straighten already through the front leg, but this might feel a little too intense. We're going to go back and forth here. So set yourself up where you feel like you've got room to play, going back and forth. A little scissoring action. And I'm, for now, keeping my right foot actually connected with the earth. So I'm not peeling the toes up.
Just a little sway back and forth. You could have left toes, the back foot tucked or untucked. And then rebend the front leg. Keep the back toes tucked, hover the back knee and lift the hands to the sky, high crescent lunge. Meet me here, pause. Find your stability, find connection to breath. Take a moment to draw inwards. Again, check in with the weather gauge of thoughts, feelings. And then place the hands to the top of the mat, little bounce off the back leg to step up, forward fold. And we're going to lounge here again. Some of you might sway a little. Some of you might like to bring one hand to center and extend the other one up. Just exploring the legs, the shoulders, the hips. I've swapped it over, taking a little twist the other way. Not giving you a whole lot of guidance other than options here. Forward fold if you were playing around, and then generously bend the knees, unravel all the way to stand. Again, I invite you to pause, find your grounding. Palms together, thumbs to heart space. Let's work the second side. Hands reach upwards, inhale. And forward fold, exhale. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Either downward dog or plank. Some of you might go straight to knees to the earth. I'm going to take a little vinyasa here. You can swap through that in a different way. Maybe it's cat-cows for you, or even child's pose. And then meeting in downward dog. Take at least one breath in your downward dog. And then lift the left leg up. Inhale. Tiger curl, left knee in towards your face. We're pausing. We're actively engaging through the core. We're actively engaging through left leg, the glutes, the hams to tuck that knee up and in towards the face. And then look forwards, place left foot between the hands. Drop the back knee to the earth and push the hips back. You might need to have the blocks. That's totally okay. But don't worry about that left leg being straight. Just go where your hips might be able to go. And then we'll do a little rock back and forth. A little scissoring action, warming up through those leg muscles, in and outer thigh, through the hamstrings. Sometimes it's referred to as flossing through the connective tissue here. Okay, tuck the back toes if they're not already. Hover the back knee and we meet in crescent lunge, high lunge. Meet, pause, breathe into your stability. Collect your thoughts into the moment of now. And we end up in a forward fold once again, top of the mat. And lounge here. Let the body weight really aid you into that forward fold. Feel yourself toppling forwards, maybe even having to grip the earth with your toes here. And then we're going to roll up to stand again. Pause, collect yourself. Thumbs to heart. Hands rise, inhale. And forward fold, exhale. Take a halfway lift. And just straight back to downward facing dog. Take at least one round of breath. Lift the right leg, inhale. Place the right foot in between the hands. Grab your blocks if you know that's going to be useful. We're going to hop the back heel in and ground the heel. So it might be that you have to keep hopping it in until you feel like you can drop the left heel. I've got right toes shooting straight forwards on the mat, and the left toes are kind of diagonal just towards the left front corner of my mat. So it's not turned out 90 degrees, just a little way, 45.
And you might have your left foot just a little wider, so you don't have to have both heels in a perfect straight line down the length of your mat. Bring your blocks to whatever height is going to aid you in your forward fold here. See if you can check in with your hips. See if you can avoid your left hip being lifted and pulled back. That's the most common thing. See if you can have left hip bone and right hip bone shooting straight down towards the earth. Both sit bones either turn straight back to the back of the room or even turning up towards the ceiling. You might explore different heights with your blocks. And then finally, you might even explore a twist. I'm going to keep the left hand earthed, right hand to the hip, and then I'm going to aim to lift the right shoulder. And only if I feel like I've managed to stack right shoulder roughly on top of that left, then maybe we can play with extending through the top arm. Revolve Trikonasana, triangle pose today. And then gently bring that hand down and bring the blocks out to the sides. Let's step it back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Lift the left leg, inhale, and place left foot in between the hands. Hop the right foot up until you can bring the heel down. Right toes turn to the front right corner of your mat. And then check in with this side. This could be completely different to the other side. Maybe you've got more room, less room in the hips and the hamstrings on your left side. Explore what height you might need with your hands on blocks. See if you can avoid collapsing through the middle and rounding. We want to see if we can lengthen the crown of head straight forwards. Don't worry about the crown of head being down towards the earth. Just see if you can bring the crown of head forwards of your mat. And then if you're up for a twist, I've brought my right hand closer to the inside of my left foot. Then the left hand goes towards the left hip. Peel open the left shoulder. The heart is turned towards the left side. And if you feel like you can go there, expand left arm upwards. You choose where you turn your gaze. And then slowly lower those hands, blocks out of the way. And again, stepping back, downward facing dog. If you would like to, take another vinyasa, any shape, dynamic movement that you need. And then this time we're meeting into child's pose. Again, whatever variation works for you in this moment. Here is where we're going to land today. Know that this is enough. See if you can cultivate an awareness of drawing inwards. When you're ready to approach movement, if you're lying down, you'll want to slowly make your way up to seated. If you're still in child's, you'll also slowly, mindfully
move your way to seated. Once you're sitting, bring palms together, thumbs lightly touch to heart space. Take another moment, pause here. When you're ready, thumbs move to the center of forehead. And we take a generous bow to each other. I bow to you. Thank you so much for joining today's mindful movement practice. Have a beautiful day. So, today's mindfulness task is about trying to foster a sense of reflection. We're going to take a few moments at the end of your day to contemplate something that is positive and also contemplate something that's negative from our day. This is a little like a gratitude journal, but let's call it more of a reflection journal. So at the end of your day, you're going to write down one thing that has made you a little uncomfortable today, and also one thing that you're grateful for, and try to provide as much detail as possible. This task serves as a reminder that life has duality, that there are positives and negatives and highs and lows, and that they can coexist simultaneously in our life.
Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it below, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. Not only will this keep you up to date with my offerings, but will keep content like To The Being free and accessible to all.